Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got some breaking political news that strikes right at the heart of one of South Africa's most heated and ongoing debates, Cadre deployment. This time, the Democratic Alliance has landed a significant blow against what they call the ANC's entrenched network of nepotism and political patronage. It's a story of pushback, of civic pressure, and of exposing how key public institutions risk being captured for political gain. So grab a seat, because we're diving deep into the recent attempt by the ANC to pack South Africa's training authority boards with connected individuals, and how that plan has been brought to a screeching halt. At the center of the story are the Sector Education and Training Authority Boards, better known as SETAs. These bodies play a crucial role in training South Africa's youth, upskilling workers, and preparing our economy for the future. They manage billions in public funds, money meant to fight youth unemployment, close the skills gap, and empower citizens with real job opportunities. But here's the problem: for years, these SETA boards have been a quiet battlefield, where political interests clash with public good. According to new revelations, the ANC recently attempted to install a wave of politically connected individuals onto these boards, people with close family ties to ANC leaders, and in some cases, a direct political background themselves. Among the names submitted were children of senior ANC officials and even a former ANC premier. That's right, not experts in education or skills development, but insiders with ANC connections. The DA, however, wasn't having it. And in what they're calling a major victory for fairness and transparency, the DA used parliamentary channels and public pressure to intervene. Their actions have now led to the ANC-backed candidates being blocked from assuming these key positions. It's a significant moment, and not just because a few names were scratched off a list, but because it points to a deeper fight over who controls public institutions in South Africa, and for whose benefit. So how did this all happen? It started when the DA caught wind of the list of proposed appointments. They noticed an alarming pattern: instead of being chosen based on their qualifications, many of the nominees were politically connected. The DA launched a formal inquiry, backed it with documentation, and raised alarm bells in multiple parliamentary committees. They questioned the legitimacy of the appointment process and demanded that the Department of Higher Education and the minister himself provide clarity. What followed was a series of fiery debates in Parliament, strong media scrutiny, and mounting civil society outrage. The DA used its platform to reveal just how entrenched Cadre deployment still is in South Africa, despite public outcry and even previous court rulings condemning the practice. Let's be clear: Cadre deployment is not just a buzzword. It's a system, long defended by the ANC, that places loyal party members into strategic roles across the public sector, from state-owned enterprises to regulatory boards, universities, and even the judiciary. The ANC argues that this ensures transformation and aligns the state with the ruling party's developmental goals. But critics, including the DA, argue that this practice undermines meritocracy, weakens institutions, and allows corruption to flourish. And it's not just theory. We've seen the consequences. Under the banner of Cadre deployment, many boards and state entities have collapsed under poor leadership, mismanagement, and looting. Eskom, Transnet, SABC, these are just a few examples where political appointments have led to dysfunction and state capture. The DA has even gone so far as to take the ANC to court over the entire Cadre deployment policy. In fact, earlier this year, the DA won a crucial court order compelling the ANC to hand over its internal deployment committee records. These documents expose just how deeply involved the ANC's deployment committee was in recommending who should be appointed to top public sector roles, often ignoring merit or public interest. And now, this latest SETA board saga fits right into that bigger picture. What we are witnessing is not an isolated incident, it's part of a pattern. A pattern of gatekeeping, of protecting networks, of leveraging public appointments for political gain. And this time, It almost succeeded, until the public caught wind and pressure built. The DA has praised this reversal as a watershed moment. According to the education spokesperson, this proves that civil resistance against Cadre deployment can actually deliver results. They're now calling for sweeping reforms to how all public board appointments are made, including independent vetting panels and full transparency in nomination processes. And they're not alone. Civil society groups, student organizations, and private sector voices have all joined the call for clean governance and skills-based appointments. But perhaps the bigger question is this: will this lead to real change? It's one thing to block a few connected names from getting onto a board. It's another to dismantle the whole system of political patronage that's kept Cadre deployment alive for decades. For real reform, experts say we need legislative changes. We need a merit-based public appointments bill. We need strong oversight institutions. We need whistleblower protections. And perhaps most importantly, we need public vigilance. The good news is that moments like this show it's possible. The backlash worked. The ANC was forced to retreat. And that means the fight is not hopeless. But it also reminds us that the battle against Cadre deployment isn't over. It's just getting started. Now, let's take a moment to talk about what's at stake here. The SETAs are not just abstract bureaucratic entities. They're responsible for training welders, electricians, IT professionals, nurses, mechanics, engineers, the workforce South Africa desperately needs. When unqualified political insiders sit on these boards, funding doesn't reach the right places. Training programs fail. Young people get left behind. And the very institutions meant to uplift the next generation become tools of stagnation. This isn't just about politics. It's about jobs. It's about dignity. It's about opportunity. And it's about accountability. As the country heads into the 2026 local elections and prepares for long-term political realignments, voters will need to keep these stories in mind. Because they reveal how power is exercised behind closed doors and what can happen when citizens demand better. And now we want to hear from you. What do you think about the DA's role in exposing this attempt at political appointments? Do you believe South Africa can truly get rid of Cadre deployment? Or is it so entrenched that we need a total political overhaul? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video if you believe in clean governance, subscribe to our channel for more political commentary and investigative breakdowns, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.